Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from our sponsor, Ethico.
Handling multiple compliance cases can often feel like navigating a complex labyrinth. Ethico introduces simplicity and intelligence into this chaos with our custom workflow automation. By automatically routing cases based on your unique criteria, we turn the maze into a clear path forward. Envision a compliance process that's not just effective, but also intuitive and adaptable to your needs. It's time to redefine efficiency in your workplace. Embark on this journey of transformation at ethico.com/CPN. Book a demo and explore the white paper by Tom Fox, 2023, The Year in Compliance, to discover a world of seamless compliance management.
The Daily Compliance News for February 5, 2024. The happy 20th to Facebook. Yes, Facebook is 20 years old. How old does that make you feel? As reported by the Wall Street Journal, Facebook was founded back in February of 2004 by Mark Zuckerberg and Dustin Moskovitz in their Harvard dorm rooms. In addition, there was Chris Hughes and Eduardo Saverin. So, the start of one of the most ubiquitous companies in America was 20 years ago today. Next up from Al Jazeera, it reports that Malaysia has cut in half the sentence from ex-Prime Minister Najib Razak for his role in the 1MDB corruption scandal. He had been sentenced to 12 years, and that was cut to 6 years. He's now scheduled to be released on August 23rd, 2028, with fines imposed of nearly a reduction, in his fine from $44 million to $10 million. If he fails to pay the fine, an additional year will be imposed on his sentence. Hard to understand why they cut his sentencing, but perhaps he's just getting old. Contrition has not seemed to be a part of it. Next up, the law firm Dechert takes another huge black eye as a U.S. aviation executive has reached a multi-million pound settlement of his London lawsuit against the firm for the hacking of his emails. Although Dechert did not admit or deny, in a deal worth $15 million, the law firm agreed to pay for emails allegedly hacked by the firm in its representation of the Emirati Sovereign Wealth Fund. So Dechert takes another huge black eye. They just cannot seem to do things ethically and in compliance. At some point, they're going to face some real trouble from the bar associations. And finally, from New York Times Deal Book, it appears that FTX will be in a position to repay all of its creditors. What will that do for the lawsuits that FTX has to claw back money, and what does it mean for Sam Bankman-Fried and his sentencing? As we know, simply because the fraudster paid the money back does not mean that the fraud ended. So we'll see. In the month of February, the Compliance Podcast Network is sponsored by Ethico. Are you struggling to close cases? Well, Ethico is here for you. Take advantage of their innovative approach to empathetic issue intake, streamlined case management, and enterprise-wide disclosures. Learn more about how you can crowdsource risk management at scale at ethico.com/CPN. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.